Episode 35. Guess
Episode 35.
who doesn't die? Just guess, y'all. Guess, yeah. You guess.
He's got red hair and a big old forehead.
I just said, well, if you thought it was it, if you thought it was it, you took a good guess because the motherfucker came back on some shit.
And
Now
we
I ain't
told
gonna
you.
front.
And we told you last time.
Now, yeah, we back. We doing oh yeah, we ain't doing intro. Listen, we fucking up. Oh, you know what? This is sinking black. Yo,
Now you gotta do the dance
now
that
it's
he
just for
did.
the opinion.
You gotta do the dance that he did in the first one, in chapter one.
Nah, dance he did in the second one was more fun. Oh yeah. Yeah, I keep saying the second one because it's the
I know
second version.
the remake, yeah.
Yeah. But that dance was see, that's what made this one much better. You know what I mean? That's what made it much better. The movie was pretty much the same, but it was much better because of the way he terrorized them. I feel like it was much more enjoyable. Like it was cool. Like it was dope. The
I'm happy that you're
dancing,
getting
the
into that right away because I was literally gonna ask you how you felt like this, like what did it do better or what did it do worse for you?
let's start with the better. The better for me was off the rip was just what he did around like to in the memories with the I enjoyed the old lady. I enjoyed the graphics and like how they how they represented them. What you call it? It was a bunch. It was so much that was going on. The girl head on fire because of the
Yeah.
poem. That's dope. That shit was
Oh, you
dope.
know,
That was
honestly, that was fire, bro. Yeah.
that was
Like,
dope. That was dope. I'm trying to think of some ill ones. When he even at the end when he got big and he didn't turn into he turned into like a spider, but it was still like the spider clown. He was coming at them. That shit was fire. And it was a bunch of just dope moments like that. I can't remember all of them, but that's what I like most. That's what I like better, I should say.
okay.
What he did. Now, what I didn't like. Huh, let's see. I didn't think about that, honestly. What didn't I like about the movie compared to the first one? That's a good question, honestly, because I didn't think about that. I'm gonna spin back on that. I'm gonna spin back on that now, experts. I'm not gonna forget that question. I'm gonna spin back on that before the episode ends. What
Uh,
about yourself? What did
I'll
you
be
like and what didn't
real.
you?
I don't really have anything that I dislike about the movie either. Like, there might be things that I question as we go along, but like, other than that, I don't really have a problem with how they handle these movies. Uh, I have to think real
Right.
quick before I
Yeah.
let this out. Um, I think these movies are really fucking good. Um, I think the first part of for chapter one is actually better than chapter two to me. When they get to the meat and potatoes, like the end when they go to deal with Pennywise, that stuff is awesome once they get in the house. Like all the stuff you
Yo,
start seeing and all
him
the
eating the
events.
boy in the front house? Crazy.
You know,
That was crazy.
he's way more ruthless in this iteration of it, and I think that's what makes him so good. Because one, I think what Tim Curry does really good is he gives him a personality, because he's more like a jester, a bully than he is here. Like he's a bully in the sense that he's like really using their fears against him and all that stuff. But this one would really be talking a lot of shit to the kids. The first one.
Yeah,
So
he was a lot more vocal.
yeah, he's a lot
Definitely
more
a lot.
personality than like just being creepy and stuff like that. So but I enjoy the fact that this one is darker because it makes it a scarier movie. Not even that it's scary. It just makes you go like, "Whoa," when things are happening or be impressed when you see things. Like when he would open his mouth, that shit just looks crazy, bro. The way he would snap
Yeah.
down on people.
Yeah, it looks wild.
And
It's like a thousand teeth.
I'll be real with you. The reason why he loses is because he be playing with his food.
Yeah, because if he would just, but the thing is, he could only
When you
really kill his
believe and
prey
are
when,
scared of him.
yeah, when they're like in absolute fear. Like that's it. See, he took Shorty down there, but he couldn't kill her. See, and I like how they changed the little details like that too, like how what you call it, it wasn't this guy from the hospital didn't get to stab Mike this time. Mike was actually down there in the tunnel with them. this time and
Oh,
everything,
you're
and that
talking
was
about Henry
Yeah, Henry.
Bowers. Are you talking about when they're
Because in the
kids?
original, doesn't Henry stab Mike
In the first one, yes.
in the original one, right? He stabs Mike, and Mike doesn't get to go down there with them. In this one, he gets to go down there with them. They got to complete the ritual. We find out that the ritual actually killed the original people who tried it. That was a good spin on that. I ain't even gonna front. And he was just trying to get them to
But yeah,
believe. You know,
what
it
do
was
they
a bunch of
call
dope shit. It was a bunch of little twists.
the Shokapiwa tribe?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to write that down. I was like, I ain't gonna remember that off the top of that. But yeah, I thought they handled this like so well for it to be a remake. I want to give a quick shout out to Bill Skarsgård, the guy who plays it himself, uh, because he also plays what's it? You ever seen The Crow?
The crumb. No, I can't.
I
Oh
think the
wait.
actor is Brandon Lee, Bruce
No, I
Lee's
can't say
son.
I have. Can't say I have. Can't say I have.
Well,
Nope.
I think it's a
Can't say I
good
have.
movie. I would recommend watching The Crow. But recently they did a remake of The Crow, and he's also that character in The Crow. And this guy's good as fuck. Like,
Oh, the crow. The crow. My fool. I said the crump.
uh,
I'm bugging.
yeah, The
Crow. Yes.
Crow.
Yes. Yeah. You talking about the movie from the 90s?
Yes, where the
Yes, of
guy
course.
like
Yes.
dies, but he like doesn't die because he has to get revenge and all that stuff.
Yeah. 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 I see the
So
crow.
he
Yeah.
did the
Of
remake.
course.
If you've seen the remake, that's him also.
Okay. I haven't seen the remake. I haven't seen the remake.
Pretty good. It's not as good as the first one though. This is the other way around. I feel like his is better than the original, but you always have to give kudos to Tim Curry because man, he laid the foundation for a character like it. So but Bill does an amazing job as this character. Like one, I think I'm dubbing him the remake king as of right now, the current remake king. And two, he's creepy as shit.
Yeah. 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 Oh, you talking about in this one? In this iteration of it.
He's creepy as shit. Like
Oh, just him as a person.
Yeah, like not as a person. I mean, as an actor in this movie, like he does such a good
Oh,
job
oh,
of being
facts,
creepy.
facts. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. He does an excellent job. Like, yes, 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 yeah, yeah. He does an excellent job. And like you said, it's not a scary movie, but it gives you that creep vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like you get creeped out. Like even the whole scene with the what you call it when they was in the bathroom when Shorty was in the and that scene was from the original movie too when with the blood in the bathroom and everything. But this time it was like they had what you call it? I think it was
That
like I
changed.
think it was it her hair or
Yeah,
his
her
that
hair,
came back?
her hair. Cause remember she cut her hair.
The hair, yeah, it was her hair that came back, and that shit was crazy. Like the way it came back, like the way it was looking. I'm like, yo, that shit was creepy as fuck.
Know. So I've seen these movies before. So this is my second time seeing them. But I came out with something a little more than I did the last times I seen them. And maybe, well, honestly, the first time I seen them, I think I just watched the first one maybe like a month prior. So I kind of watched it in a close span. But so again, I did this, and what I came out with it this time is this is a movie about getting over things or getting past traumas and letting things go.
Yeah,
And that was one of those significations that the hair was coming back and not letting her go. And that's what Pennywise was using. I thought Pennywise was awesome because he does a really good job of like you baiting people in with like things that they're interested in or enjoy or love, and then creeping them the hell out afterwards and instilling
yo,
that fear in a person.
in this iteration, he abused Bill with Georgie. Like he like Georgie kept coming back up like over
He
and
had him as a
over and
puppet.
over and over.
He had him as a
He had him
puppet.
as a puppet.
That
That
shit
shit
was
was
sick.
crazy.
That
Yo,
shit was sick. I
that
was like,
was crazy. He
yo,
kept
my
yo, he
boy Ben,
said, Georgie.
my boy Ben was going through it like a fucking war veteran, man. He was taking mad wounds,
Yo, Ben was going through it, yo. Yeah, at
especially
the
as a
end,
kid. Especially as a kid, though. He was getting cut up all the time as a kid.
yo, ask you something. Cause I seriously had to ask myself, what the fuck was Henry's problem? Like, why he tried to do that to him for? Like,
He's just the
yo,
bully. He's just the bully of the movie, man. I don't know
yo,
why he had to go so hard, but that's
I know bullies, and I've hung out with them. I ain't really get bullied, but I knew the bullies, bro. Nobody was trying to call their name in niggas' stomachs.
He said, "You gonna
They
remember
just say,
me?"
"Oh, boys will be
And remember
boys."
he
Like the
and
boys are
remember
doing that.
this kid was new, basically, wasn't he?
He just got there yesterday. He called his name in his stomach, bro.
Yo,
What the fuck? That
Ben,
shit
yeah,
was crazy.
Ben was getting it the roughest, man. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of felt bad for Kid Ben, man. But I felt like they did such a good job of telling the kid story instead of the scattered flashbacks in the first movie. I mean, the first miniseries. Handling it, handling it the way they did was such the perfect way to do it instead of doing it like the original miniseries.
Right. Because even in the part two, we got a lot of their kid, like, memories and stuff like that. Because that's what it was about. It was actually about why, what happened when they separated that summer, because they wasn't always together that whole summer. So it was like their personal experiences of them, what they experienced still in while they was in Derry. You know what I'm saying, as kids and stuff like that. So we got a lot of that. I thought that was cool too, honestly, and that they
Um,
included that. They included them.
some of the interesting character changes. Ben was the historian. Remember, Mike was the one who knew all this stuff when they were kids and brought it up later
Right.
on. Ben is that guy now, and then Mike is the guy in the second movie because he's still the historian, library character. Um,
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job with Bev in this movie because she's way more impactful as a character. She feels more present than
Sure.
just being
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And she
Yep.
doesn't
Yep. I
feel,
believe.
and they don't do the pass around like to give her the pass around vibes as bad as they did in the first one.
Yeah, she was. It was more so like clean cut. It was more so like emotions for this person. But when they got back into town, she had to remember who. So for a moment, it was like it wasn't more so. It wasn't made to seem like she was in love with that person. She just had to remember who. You know what I mean? Who had sent it to her. So it was pretty cool.
If there's one thing I dislike about it, and that's both iterations, I hate the love triangle that goes on. I the only thing that's good out of it is that they both get somebody at the end, but like it's realistically her just defaulting to Ben because Bill's married.
I am happy they did not include Bill's wife.
Yeah, they don't really include her. Like, right, she's not involved at all. Really, she's at the beginning, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm good with her not taking that bike ride at the end. You know,
They
just
must have
good. I'm
seen
good
people
on.
saying that that was lame, and they probably was like, "Yeah, that was kind of weird."
It's like, why is this in a movie? Fool? Like, this is bad crazy.
um, did you notice that Richie's the queer in this one?
Richie is, and that's interesting because
Thought it was an interesting choice to make it him.
I didn't notice that until the second movie when he
Well,
had the flashback about when they were in the arcade and he was playing the game with the kid, and then he was like, "Let's play again." And the kid was like, "No, like something like that." Then he like his cousin came. And he was like, "Oh, this dude's trying to f me or something." Like it was some weird ass shit. That he was like, "Get away from me, you
but
homo
that
baby."
wasn't one of them. That was just some random kid, and that flashback was I mean, that's like the only moment that they really tease it. Honestly, they don't really do it in the rest of the movie. I feel like
That's where I got it from. That's what I didn't know. Other than that, honestly, do they show it in any other place like as an adult?
I don't
Like,
think so. He does have the one moment that I seen somewhere. Some of you when I was first watching the movie, they brought up that he tries to boast about having a lot of wives or something like that at the Chinese spot.
mm,
So I don't
okay.
know. I don't know how that's a sign, but maybe he was trying to, what's the word? He's trying to make up for yeah, he's trying to compensate, overcompensate.
Overcome, yeah, that's a better word. Overcompensate, right.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I thought that
you,
was an
you know,
interesting change of character from the first movie. Because if you ask me, that the one moment that I didn't bring up in last video that I actually commented in the video. I was like, what was with Eddie's moment at the end before he died, before they went in and he had to like spill the beans that he's never been in a relationship.
Yeah, like what was the point of that?
So I was like, was he? Because he kind of gave me coming out the closet vibes with that, and apparently I seen somewhere earlier today that that's the vibe the actor wanted to give off. So I was like, that's an interesting change because you took that away from Eddie and you gave it to Richie. Interesting swap.
Yeah, Eddie in
Whatever.
this one, he was just like the punk, but he got busy at the end because he had the knife and he believed. I thought he killed him at the end, but I mean, I ain't gonna front the way he threw the spear, but like then, he had to go, man.
Yeah, he still got
Eddie
to go
Johnson,
at the end, man. He's
he
a
got to go.
what's the what's the thing in Marvel?
Man, like fucking, you gotta go, man.
Yeah, man, he's a point that just has to happen, bro. Like he's a nexus point or some shit
Um,
like that, whatever it is.
the movable thing, I forgot what it's called. I forgot the Nexus. No, it's not a Nexus point.
Yeah,
I
it's
forgot
not a
what.
nexus
Whatever.
point. I forget, but it's and Beth kills her dad. She's the one who kills her dad in this one.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. That is an interesting one. Yep.
Yep. So it's very interesting things that they change in the story, and I'm sure there's more as we go along that we'll probably point out. But I thought that was pretty wild to do because it points out to me that these kids are the same losers club that we saw in the first iteration, but they're carrying more baggage than
Let
the
me
group
ask you:
from the beginning.
did Stanley leave a letter in the first one? I can't remember right now. Like in this
I
movie,
don't
I can't
recall
remember.
that being a thing. No,
I thought it was kind of cool that he left the letter. Not gonna lie.
I thought it was
I
a
was a.
cop out for being a coward. I think they thought that he looked too much like a coward in the first one, and they wanted to give him a cop out. And I was like, how did you even attempt to justify this by him writing a letter saying that the only way we could actually succeed is me taking myself off the board? So you,
And then it's funny because as soon as he said that, Bill was like he was disgusted, like motherfucker. That nigga, they showed Bill's face. He was like, that nigga Bill was
yo,
disgusted
shout
with
out
this.
James McAvoy, man. He's another one that's a really good actor, bro. If you
Man,
recognize him
man,
from
yeah,
other stuff, right? Because that's Days of Futures Past, Professor Xavier, and all that stuff. So,
that's my guy. That's my guy right there. I was
mhm.
definitely this was like I did see this movie before, but however, um I just been more into movies in recent like years doing this and personal too. So when I seen him, I was like, oh yeah, that's my guy. See, first time I seen this movie, I didn't recognize him. But then second, I was like, okay, okay, see you,
I'm
brother.
not gonna lie, man. It's like I feel like they did an excellent job casting for both movies.
Yeah, yeah. I have no complaints about the cast. Yeah, and everybody plays their part, and honestly, for a reiteration, they took on the parts well, and even made their changes. Their little adjustments. Well, you know what I mean. I think it doesn't feel too far off from the original, but you definitely can recognize, the changes in like that they made. But again, like just how it feels, it feels like they're like honestly, it feels like if they were to change the name of these characters, it would feel like just another story in Derry. Like it would feel like it would be like another story like in Derry and stuff like that. And that's how it just feels like it fits like this whole thing.
Yeah, you know what's one thing that I was like getting bothered by is that like when they were cleaning up the blood that isn't there, like I'm so confused on if that blood's actually there and like it can't actually be there, right? When they were cleaning up the bathroom, it can't
Because the
actually
dad,
be there.
the
And but
dad
they
didn't see it, so it couldn't be there, right?
but I guess if they could see it, like they was like, we got to get rid of this because there's no way we can like Bev, you got to come in here and see this every day, like what? Because she sees it, so I guess you got to clean it. But like, I was like, what the fuck? That's kind of weird.
I was that part. I ain't gonna front. I was thinking that. I was like, so is it there or not? But I don't think we ever get an answer to that. She kills
Yeah.
the dad, so he can.
What else was good? I thought the scene where Bill kills himself as a kid was so fucking good.
That was a good scene. That
I
was a
thought
good
that
fucking
it
scene.
was so good because like he's letting go of the guilt of feeling like Georgie is his fault. by killing
Yeah,
off that
yeah.
child. Like, I was like, whoa, like how to do a scene 101.
And even the way he said it, even the way he said it, he was like, "Yo, how is it our fault for not wanting to go out that one time, like in the rain?" He's like, "Dog, like, all right, now it's time to let this shit go. Like that's enough,
But
bro." Like,
that's where it started hitting me is that like this is what movie is about, is like letting go of the traumas and all that hold you back, like keep you
yeah,
coming back to dairy and stuff like that, keep you trapped. And at the end of the day, they all had to come to terms with that before they could actually beat Pennywise. Because it wasn't
that's
even,
true.
because
That's
think
true. That's
about it,
very true.
those fears and those traumas was what gives him the power in the first place. Because he was feeding on
Let's
those.
talk about let's talk about them being Pennywise. That you know what? Now, I know this was a
It's
good
cheesy, but
movie.
I love that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I loved it the first time I seen it, and I loved it the second time I seen it because they just talk him down, bro. Like,
I'm like, so you mean to tell me this whole time y'all could have just been just roasted this nigga? Like, yo, y'all could have just been just roasted him. Like
he's like,
from across the pond the first time. You little white ass head ass nigga over there standing across the water
fuck
like
out my
it
face, dumbass
just
clown. But that's
like
why I feel like
yo,
he's so good at his job, though. Cause like, think of the scene where he lures the girl under the bleachers, and she was
oh yeah,
catching on. She was like, "You're not somebody I know, and why are you just hiding down here in the dark? I'm out." And
yeah,
he started, and he finessed. He's adaptive. I'll give Pennywise that. He's adaptive.
yeah, you're right, you're right. Cause she wasn't scared at first. But get out of here.
She wasn't scared. She knew better. So
Yeah,
I really felt bad for that kid that lives in Bill's house. Man, he really got snatched about that fun house.
that was crazy.
But that was a
That's
weird situation because that was also one of those Pennywise devices. Because if you go back and pay attention, I don't know if you caught it. When he walks in the funhouse, Bill himself, the world turns upside down, bro, and he's still walking.
yeah, and now I thought that was the what happens like in the ride. Like I thought
But you
the
can't
weird
turn upside down and like walk, bro. Like, you would fall. Gravity.
he definitely just turned upside down. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's actually like a fire transition and all that, and hinting that he's walking into Pennywise's trap and stuff like that. So they just do it. I feel like they just do a good job of doing everything. Like I don't know where they
I like how they
could have messed up
I
at.
like how they got me this time. I thought that was cool because it was like almost like a this dude Richie was trying to leave basically, you know, trying to say, and then he just happened coincidentally to be where Mike and was fighting Henry, chopped him in his head. I thought that was cool. You know what I mean? I was
Like
like, okay, cool,
I
cool.
have to
And
go
then also I like what they did with Stan at the end too. That was dope. When they
at the
was in
end
the house and remember Stan, remember the kid? He came back with the
with the
as a
spider
head.
heads.
That shit was fire. I ain't going for. I was feeling it. I was feeling it. I was fine.
You know, I got to go a little easier on Stan because he did have like top two traumatizing moments for those kids as kids, bro. That thing had him
Yeah,
clutched by the face in his mouth.
yeah, that was fucked.
Nah, you know what's a
Damn.
really funny moment though? When what was Richie saying
Rest
when
in
he was
peace.
about to throw the rock at Pennywise? When he was like, yeah, it could be yeah, mother."
Oh yeah.
Just went limp, bro.
Oh shit. That shit caught me
Bro,
off guard because I didn't expect that real quick. I was like, oh shit.
that's
But
the
that was
interesting
dope
part
though.
about Pennywise, though. Is
That
what does
was
the deadlights
interesting.
do? It's like, what do the
Right.
deadlights really do? Like, because you see that Beth can see into the future, or she's seen the future. I wonder what Richie saw, if he saw anything. But like, you're gonna see it more now that you're watching Welcome to Derry. So
For the most part, we know right now, just from watching these two versions of it makes them float. Whatever the
that's one
float
thing we
really
know.
yeah, whatever the float really means, that I don't know. I
That's
feel
cool
like
because
it's
I
a
wanted to
metaphor for
talk
something.
about that because they definitely play into the term float way more in this movie than they
They
do in the
do.
first
They
one.
do.
Like, realistically, all he
It's
says is
wild,
float.
too.
In the first iteration in the 90s, he basically just says it and the balloon floats, and that's about it in the movie. And people in the sewers, the actual sewer water. But here you get things like whenever Pennywise is around, how they did the blood like in the pictures, instead of the blood just pouring out, it would come out and float up. You notice
It
that?
flowed up. Yeah, yeah.
They had that whole scene with the kids floating and all that stuff, like Bev and all that stuff. So they just did things to like play into that just a little bit more to kind of give you more like a
Even
theme
Richie,
behind it.
even Richie floated real quick.
Like in the
Boom.
original, it's more like a line, and this one is more like a theme that they play into.
Did a good job. They did a good job. I mean, just to veer off just a little bit, a little touch on next what's coming next week. I started watching Welcome to Derry. One, I thought it was interesting that it's called Welcome to Derry and not just Welcome to Derry. Because but it was I found that interesting because I was like, okay, so is it still the clown iteration of it? Like we don't really know what it is. So are we gonna get like a
Oh, you
bunch of
haven't
like
seen it yet by now, right? You haven't
no no
seen
no
whatever they see yet,
no no I literally started watching like episode one like today and I didn't even get through the whole thing.
bro.
And let me tell
That
you,
first episode crazy.
tell you how it makes sense. Like the first couple like 20 minutes is like what the fuck is going on here?
And
Like
then
the dude kid trying to escape. He in the car with the family, and they spelling shit out loud. And all of a sudden, the bitch pregnant, and they spell it out. And then the fucking demon baby come. Listen, we gonna get to it next week, but that shit was kind of crazy. I ain't gonna front. That shit was wild.
hmm,
I was like, okay, they get deep. Now I need to know what it is, cause it ain't this fucking clown we've been knowing.
you know what was fire? The twitchy movements when he would like glitch out. Oh, that shit was creepy as fuck. That shit was
What?
so creepy.
Like he had to practice that, right? Cause that shit was kind of dope. Like his
Huh.
movements and like he was real creepy with them shits.
The dog. That's what I'm saying, bro. He sells that shit so good. I will not. I will give points to the 1990s because, like I said, it was a mini series and it was for TV. So they probably had more restrictions on how scary they could actually be. They probably were like some like goosebumps type range of how scary they could be, and they do a good job with that. So this is a full blown movie. It got the rated R appeal, I think, and so you can see why it's the way it is.
I'm gonna say one more favorite scene for me. I'm gonna spin back to the question of what I dislike because it's just for the sake of answering it. And I didn't dislike anything. Kind of like piggyback on what Neek said or what Cinco said. I didn't dislike anything. I enjoyed it. It's a different version of the movie. You have to watch it yourself if you haven't seen it already. I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it already because we just going over it. But it's a really good movie. You know what I mean? It's nothing to dislike if you like horror. You know what I'm saying? It's a really solid horror movie. But what I'm gonna say though, one of the scene that we didn't speak about was the scene where I can't remember exactly what happened, but it was the transition between like the white paint and while he was peeling his face,
Oh,
and
that's
then he turned
important.
into
You're gonna see too. It's coming up in the show you're watching. It's important, so you're gonna see more of that.
that scene was fire. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
like
when
that
he
was a
turned
dope
around and was
scene.
I forget who he was talking to. Was it Bev?
I think it was Bev. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He
when
was
she went
talking
to
to
the
Bev,
house,
right?
right? When she went to the house.
Right. Yeah. Now
Both
I
of
can't
those
remember
people
what he
are
was
rather
saying.
important.
He was just peeling his face, and it was just turned
The
to the clown.
the lady that you see in the house,
Yeah.
she's also important. Well, not really
Mm.
important, but she's like relevant.
She spins back. She spins back.
Oh,
Okay.
keep
Okay.
watching.
See, that's
Well,
cool.
well, not spins back because remember you're in a prequel now, so
Yeah, it's basically it's wild. Yeah, because what we just watched is
wait.
after.
Yeah. The movies are after what's happening in Welcome to Derry.
Right. So what we just
So,
watched, what we just discussed is after what
can I
we're
ask
going
you
to
what
discuss.
kids have you met so far?
Say that again.
What kids have you met so far?
You cut out that one. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh,
What that? What?
what kids have you met so
Oh,
far?
okay. We can't have a and welcome to Derry. You were talking
Yes.
about. Okay. So in welcome to Derry, what kid did I meet? I met the very the two kids. They're in the window watching the lady. She was supposed to get undressed, and that's all I
Oh,
remember.
the
One is doing homework, and one is being like a little peeping tom.
yeah, the two friends, the
So
two boys. Those are the only characters they really introduce you to in the first episode. I kind of forget because I'm about to watch them again over this weekend.
okay, yeah, that's kind of like where I got, and then I stopped right there. I said, okay, I'm gonna start watching it quarterly, spread it out, see what's up. 'Cause I just wanted to peek at it and see what it's about. Creepy as fuck. The first couple minutes, you know what I'm trying to say. I ain't go front, but it does like finish with a regular show after like
This is some
20 minutes.
good shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody who watched like was into it was like really pleased with what they did with this. So I think you're gonna enjoy this if you enjoyed the movies enough. So
Right.
definitely,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy the show too. Honestly, yeah, I think I mentioned on the last episode my little brother's the one who's really into the it and the horror, but I really enjoyed like the second version of the movie. I always liked the first version of the movie, and the first couple of minutes of the show I really enjoyed. So I have no problem with none of this. Honestly, I like where it's going.
definitely. Rating time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna start with me. Let me see. We for both of them, right? One and two combined.
Yeah, we could do one.
Yeah, one
No,
and
we
two.
could do both because they're realistically two separate movies. I think they deserve it because just because they're sectioned off as kids and adults. Where the first one is more reasonable to do together because they blend that story together, the adults and the kids.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
Um. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed both movies. I can say I enjoyed the second half of the second movie. Let me start that over. I enjoyed both movies. The first movie I enjoyed it as a whole. The second movie I enjoyed the second half more. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed like when they were going like at the end towards when they were actually going to fight him and everything. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed that half and everything. But the first movie I just enjoyed as a whole. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this if he rated it for like horror and all that other stuff like horror movie and like the story they did, the changes they made, the character changes, story changes. I'm gonna go ahead and give the first one a I'm gonna give it 8.5 out of 10, and then I'm gonna give the second one an 8 out of 10.
Oh, I'm not mad at those. I'm not mad. It's a little high, but I feel like those are reasonable scores. So I think I gotta
Yeah.
start with a little bit of the talking about the 1990s one because I do want to say the second half of the story. So like when they're re-meeting up as adults after they left Derry, I feel
Okay.
like that beginning part where they're like, Chinese restaurant, figuring out they're actually gonna go do the thing and stuff like that. I think I somewhat enjoy the 1990s version. Not necessarily handling, but I enjoyed that segment of the movie more than I enjoyed it in the beginning half of chapter two. Um,
Why is
but
that?
I don't know. I feel like something just. I think I just like how natural it felt. Like even though some of those actors are cheesy, I didn't point this out either. They were in 1990s. They were dropping things like so clumsily, like it looks so like fake and like forced drops and shit like that. Like when Mike dropped the cards and Bev dropped the cup in the lady's house and shit like that when she seen the blood in there. It was like she threw the shit on the floor instead of dropping it out of shock. Like, but she tried to seem shocked. She was like, ah. Threw that shit. Mike was like, open the cards up. Ooh, yeah, open them cards up. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to drop them. Ooh. Like, shit.
You can tell acting definitely came a long way since then. It definitely came a long way.
Yeah, but I think I just like that opening, how do we want to call it? That like opening third of the movie that they do right there in the 1990s, but I did enjoy seeing how enhanced they did the things in the 2019 version of the movie. I thought seeing things like the Chinese restaurant was really fun to watch. um that scene was
Yeah,
nice, but I definitely felt like I just enjoyed that scene more in the original version. But Other than that, I feel like almost everything else in the new versions were better. But I'll give chapter one a 7.4. I think it's just missing that 7.5 for me. But this was like super solid. They don't really lack anywhere. It's just not better than things that I feel like are 7.5. It's close, just not there. And then chapter two, I feel like kind of takes his foot off the gas. Pennywise is really ruthless, but the second half of the movie really does most of the heavy lifting for the movie, and I think it just falls at like a 7, realistically, out of 10. But I super enjoyed this storyline though. Like the storyline is like really, really good.
Yeah, yeah. That's not bad. I mean, the ratings are not bad. You know what I mean? 1.0 for myself, but it's still
The
pretty,
visuals are
pretty
super.
solid.
The visuals in the second set of movies is like phenomenal, bro. Like they're doing everything right in that movie. To from the house to the creatures that you see. I mean, it's almost like a Resident. It's almost like they did Resident Evil better than Resident Evil.
That fucking skinny, we never said that. That skinny lady with the skinny head that kept chasing, I
Eddie,
guess he was chasing, I think he was chasing Eddie. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that shit was funny.
With the
That was a
slopey
creep.
head.
That shit was weird. That shit was weird.
Yo, bro, that
Yeah,
shit
they
was
did.
when she dropped the pen thing, when she dropped the flute or whatever it was she be carrying, and Eddie started running because he turned around and seen her. I was like, ooh, like that's a good way to play on his fear, my boy. He was just him playing on your fears was just so much better this time go around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was ruthless. Nah, he like you used that word earlier. He was definitely ruthless. Like
Like
just
in the first iteration, it's an enjoyable movie, but you're definitely as an adult, like just sitting there like this as he's doing, and you're just like, okay, you're an asshole.
you know,
You're an asshole.
yeah.
Fuck you.
This one scaring the shit out of the adults who's watching this show or participating. Like, nah, this shit is scary. I imagine this shit happening to you, nigga. Like on some real shit. Like,
See,
nigga, you
that's
would be
why I
scared.
use the term creepy because I'm not really. It's not scary to me, but it's like creepy as shit. The stuff that's going on right there, and
Out,
I
bro.
would be very pissed off if this was going on in my life. Like I'd be very pissed off, and I can understand why
Yeah.
they feel the way they feel. Honestly, I can
But
understand the
also, the
way they kids
I
feel
got,
what they feel.
like at the end when I think it was like I think it was one of them who was just like, oh yeah, matter of fact, it was we already said that part where Eddie, no, where Richie had got the lights in front of him and stuff like that. But it was like the moment before that, he was like he just had enough. He was like, all right, like I'm just done with this shit. Like you know what I mean? Like that's enough. Niggas started yelling. I think that's how I would be. Like, eventually, I would stop being deep
Bro,
down and just be like, all right, no
when
way.
when um when Eddie, what was it that I was just about to say about Eddie? Fuck, I just lost it just like that because I thought of something else. The other thing I was gonna say is I find it very funny. I don't know if you watch Stranger Things, do you?
Stranger Things, I did not watch beyond season one.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna make no sense to you, but the people who watch Stranger Things are gonna be like, "Gotcha." Um, the Richie storyline that they use here, where he's secretly in the closet and Pennywise is teasing him that he's going to expose him to his friends, literally is like stolen by Stranger Things and used as part of their plot at the end of the show. So, like you can totally see where they got their inspiration from. Yeah, you can totally see where Stranger Things gets their inspo from.
Well, you know social media, so I did read on course Twitter that one of them did reveal that they were like gay, right? So that's what you're referring to?
Maybe, maybe.
Like in the show, right? Wasn't like in the show he revealed he was gay or something like that?
Oh, one of the characters that we were talking about.
Yeah, like
Well,
yeah. I'm talking
Richie.
about Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Will, but Will is like I guess the character itself is, and he came out. Yeah, so and that's what I'm saying is like the same thing as Richie's storyline. They basically ripped that storyline, but had him actually come out. I was like they basically did Richie's storyline, but had the Eddie in 1990s ending where he did a come out. So that was pretty interesting to see that and be like, oh, Stranger Things stole that and jacked it, huh? Uh, what's the Missy Elliott thing?
Um,
flipping and reversed it.
Flip it in reverse. Down, flip it in reverse.
I like how they handled Eddie's placebo also. I'm gonna try to run through that real quick before we get out of here. And giving him the change where he's not just living with his mom. He gets married and stuff like that. Thought that was
Oh
nice.
yeah, yeah, that was cool. This does his did one of them say they slept with his mom?
Fritchie did, but that was a fucking joke, bro. Like, and he says
Okay,
it back to him at the end when he right
I
before
was
he
trying to.
dies. I don't know if you caught.
Oh,
He
that's
was like,
why he said
"I
that
fucked your
to
mom."
him.
He's like,
Oh,
I fucked your mom." Got it.
you
Okay.
know what's crazy? No lie, I didn't. I thought at that moment when he said that to him, I had forgot Richie said it to him first. So I thought that was like Pennywise flipping with him when he said that. I was like, oh shit, Pennywise made him.
Uh,
Yeah,
nah.
I'm mistaken. Pennywise made him say that shit. Oh, okay, okay,
Yep.
okay. But yeah,
Oh, did you notice
next week.
Stephen King in the movie?
Hell no. What was
He's the
Stephen King?
shopkeeper. He's the shopkeeper that makes Billy buy the bike for $300.
Oh shit, that's great. He said you. I ain't noticed that. That's crazy.
Yeah, just for him to go
Well,
bust his ass on the bike 5 minutes later.
I ain't gonna lie. I have no idea what Stephen King looked like. Now I'm gonna go back and actually see him first time in my life.
Yep, that was Stephen King, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me, not
Never,
an expert, but I'm pretty sure that's Stephen King.
never
He
seen.
ain't no Stan Lee to
Um,
me. But I think I know who I saw.
nigga, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to go back and watch him.
Yes, sir.
But episode 35, 36 next week. We gonna do the So like, explain to me real quick. So Welcome to Derry. Welcome to Derry. Is that season 1, season 2 thing?
There's only season 1 right now. There should be. We're assuming there's going to be more because once you get the gist of what is actually going on, it kind of like gives you the implication that there's at least going to be like maybe 2 more seasons.
All right. That's peace. That's
Because
peace. Let's do it.
realistically, if you think of the years that they talk about in the movies, that's where you're starting
Yeah,
at. You're the first like 27 years back.
yeah. Because I did see like a date like 1969, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah,
When I
so
was
you're in that
on that.
time period. So
So,
you'll see what's going on with that. It's a pretty interesting plot that they got going on there. And we'll be talking about
all
it
right.
next week.
Well, man, listen. I was Blak Cinco 35. It is very much alive. You know what I mean? Very much alive.
Yo,
that
Bill
nigga.
Skarsgård, man. I'm gonna go find some more of his movies. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in more stuff, but I'm gonna go find some more of his movies and watch them.
I guess the thing to take away here is, you know what I mean, is you can always talk down your bully.
My
You know what I mean?
brain
Talk.
is not remembering what he's in, but his dad is an actor too, and he's got a brother that acts also. His dad's like a big actor, and if I'm not mistaken, his dad is the science guy in Thor. Remember the guy who's like with Jane, the old guy with Jane Foster?
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
That
Yeah, I
is,
like
I
that.
think that's his dad. Don't quote me on that one either, but he's definitely an actor who's like actually like kind of a big deal.
Well, guys, thing to take away here is there's always more than one way to make them feel small. If you ever have a clown in front of
That
your
shit
face
was,
going crooked recital, you just start dissing them. Just roast them.
yo,
Just roast them.
they went and reached for him, and he snapped like a little cat real quick when it's mad. And then when they reached again, he like guided their hands into him, and I was like, "What? That's so anti-productive, my boy."
He gave him a
Please
whole.
don't. As I'm guiding you, please don't. I know the movie's
Gave
gotta
him a
end. I
whole
don't wanna. But that's
the way he
episode
showed
30.
up on it was crazy. It was looking wild.
And then they squished his heart. I guess that's what it was in the first 1990 movie, was his heart that they put up in the air like
See,
Simba and shit like that.
but it was in placenta. I'm out of here, man.
Episode 35. That's N.E.O. It's your boy NeekCinco and your boy MoeBlak.
Oh,
Like, follow, subscribe, all that stupid internet jargon stuff. Just it's free. If it's free, do it. Peace.
not expert. We out of here.